Dr. Yvonne Chaka-Chaka, or the Princess of Africa, as she's affectionately known, has just turned 60. We're not supposed to reveal a woman's age, but nonetheless, to celebrate this milestone, she has embarked on a number of initiatives, including an upcoming Yvonne Chaka-Chaka 60-40 concert. Now, the performance will be in celebration of her 40 years in the music industry. Joining us live here in studio, we're honored and blessed indeed to be joined by the Princess of Africa. Mama, thank you so much for the time. Really, really appreciate it. 40 years. Mama, I'm only 36, right? And it's been an absolutely incredible career. When you look back, what are your fondest memories?
Thank you very much for having me, Arabile. I never fathomed this one. I never thought I would sit one day and say, it's been an amazing, long journey.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful to God to start with, and those people who allowed me to entertain them, to perform for them, to be in their houses without me knocking, just like you do. You come into my house without me inviting you. But I'm just grateful for the support that the South Africans have given me, because if it wasn't for South Africans, people in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, or even Germany or New York, they would not have known who Yvonne is.
It's an incredible story and a journey in itself then. Singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, humanitarian, teacher, Princess of Africa. What titles left? What else are you looking to achieve?
Well, you know, for me, it's not all about titles.
Yeah.
It's about being given a platform and use it not only to your benefit, but to other people's benefit.
Yeah.
That's why when I realized that in 2025, I'm going to be 60, and it would have been my 40th anniversary in the music industry, I decided to do a 60-40 celebration. So 60 plus 40, what is it, Arabile?
Oh, that's 100. I'm the numbers, man.
100. You're a numbers boy. And as much as I would have loved to give everybody food parcels, I gave 100 families food parcels in Dobsonville. Thank you to ShopRite. I mentioned that because I called. And I said to them, 60-40, I need 100 food parcels. And they heeded my call. And for me, I just thought success is good when it's being shared. So I know it's not a lot of food in those parcels, but at least people will be able to eat.
It's more than zero.
Absolutely.
Right, and that's the whole point here, is that if each of us were able to do at least our very little, we'd be able to do absolutely so much. If we talk just a little bit more about that initiative, Ma, as well, 60-40 as it were, particularly going back to Soweto as well, a diverse cultural melting pot that has also given rise to yourself and being able to give back to that community. How significant and important was that for you?
Well, really for me, I thought at 60, I don't think I need presents. So everybody who wanted to celebrate me, I still welcome the presents.
Nothing else that we can give you, right? Nothing else we can give you.
I'll still welcome all the presents. But, you know, I just thought one should not be selfish.
Yes.
There are people who you and I sometimes take things for granted. But there are people there who don't have anything. So I just thank God for my life, for the platform, for the experience. And that's why I thought anybody who wants to give me any present, they're welcome to contribute to those 100 food parcels. And so I had a couple of women who just called me and said, just wash, put makeup and dress up and come to a place.
Wow.
And they celebrated me. So thank you to Louisa Mojela, Brenda Madumisa, Pajibo, and everyone who did that on the 18th, which was my birthday.
Oh,
so I think we as
incredible.
people should be there for one another.
Yeah, if we just talk also just about, you know, what you've been able to give back to South Africa, to Africa as well. What is your sense of where we currently sit, if I may ask? And just because music has been this viable freedom of expression media that really takes over the world. Are we still using it in that context, do you feel? I mean, that's exactly what it was at least 40 years ago. Is it still that sort of thing now?
Well, not only music, but I think just the whole creative industry.
Yeah.
Whether it's somebody drawing a sculpture, making a sculpture there, somebody drawing a picture which has some kind of significance, somebody singing a song. I mean, this morning, as I was driving here, just at the parking, I was listening to a song. I don't even know. It's a young man singing, but talking about Mama. There's a little girl saying, Baba, I wish you could come to my graduation and things like that.
Yes.
And this person is talking about the RDB house that is gone, being sold. I can't do so much. So I think there's a lot that freedom has brought to us, but I think there's a lot that we as the people are missing as well. Complacency, just people in the community trying to combat crime and things like that, getting killed. That is just not on. What is this world coming to? We need to go back to the drawing board. It was not only about the music. It was about conscientizing our community. It was about knowing next door, next door, all of that has gone. Is that the freedom that we want?
Probably isn't. And when one looks back at Heritage Day having just been yesterday, one looks, you know, one of the guests that we had on the show spoke about almost a desensitization that has come about in South Africa, and that we keep speaking about it as just Heritage Day, when actually it's Sharpeville Massacre Day. It's Langa Day, where we need to actually remember you know, our fallen soldiers who actually fought for this freedom just a little bit more. Has that appreciation, do you think, kind of wilted away because maybe the lack of transfer to the next generation, do you think? Would it be an art form as well?
As much as I want it to be called Human Rights Day, why delete what was there? That's what has happened. It should be known as Sharpeville Day, as Langa Day, because our people were killed, they were chastised, they were made to feel like nobody. So this is the education that our children have to know. We need to learn about that. I know we want to talk about the government of national unity and moving forward, but we can't forget where we come from. And these are the things that makes me upset when we change the names of these things, because then our people don't know. It's Human Rights Day, okay, but some of them take other people's rights. So these are the things that we must look at and say, let's go back to the drawing board.
That I think it's just so important to be able to do that as well then. I also want to talk, if I may, very quickly. I know it's a little far away from now, but it's the Africa Rising Music Conference. That happens then in May later this year. You'll be a part of it. But what does the future of African music, you think, look like? And I know you don't necessarily speak for African music per se, but in the sense of understanding the kind of wars, the kind of issues, the kind of protectionism we're kind of facing in many ways as well. Should there be a little bit more said from an African music perspective and from an African art perspective in general?
You know, I'm the vice chairperson of CSAC, which is an organization that looks after the creative industry. I'm actually very happy that our people have started collaborating. You know, collaborations are a very big thing. But what makes me upset is that you find artists from Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, they would go overseas. We need to clean up our backyard here. We need to make sure that charity begins at home. So we need proper policies as well. You know, we need government to know that the people in the creative industry, whether it's acting or music or things like that, we're not the forgotten cousins. We bring revenue as well into the country. We're part of this value chain, and we need proper policies that will be put there so that people should not just exploit our works, but when those platforms are done, you know, sometimes I look at the young people are happy to have 3 million downloads and things. But does that change into rands and cents? So these are the things we should be talking about.
So significant and important as well. Mama, while you're here with us, I need to ask a very, this is top of the list in terms of important questions now. A few years ago, Casper Nyovest released a song called Dok Shebeleza. Then he had a remix to the song. And on the song, he then says, Mama Yvonne Chaka-Chaka said this is her favorite song. Is that really your favorite song?
Yes, it was.
Really? At the time, it was really your favorite song?
It really was my favorite song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the significance of how other musicians influenced you as well, along your journey, and especially with the new generation, as it were.
Well, you know, music evolves, and for the better. So I get influenced by really young people. The song that I really love now is Sivulele, ningazivalele ngaphandle. Natis Funi Soft Life, something like that.
Yes.
So I want to say to these young people, they can see the significance of being in this industry, but you need to know that this is a dog eat another dog industry. Have your feet firm on the ground, know who you are, know where you want to go to, and just have your, respect the industry. And those who get these young people as well, I plead with them not to take these young people for granted. Treat them with dignity, because they've got what it takes, and nobody should be taking anybody for a ride.
The longevity of them in the music industry is going to be just as important as being able to celebrate them like we're celebrating you today. And I think for me, my biggest thing right now is to be able to say, Ma, we always speak about how when somebody has passed away, we're then giving them their flowers. And truly, one of the best things we could be able to do for you as well right now is to be able to give you your flowers. So just on that note on its own, I want to thank you for the inspiration you continue to give to our country, for all the hard work you've continued to do as well. But in celebration of all of this, you're going to be having that 60/40 concert. Tell us more about that and how that's going to fare.
Well, the 60/40 concert, it's by invitation. And for me is, success is nice when it's being shared.
Yes.
So I'll be having PJ Powers, Messi Pagela, Lina Kama, Pumi Maduna. And these are the old ones, Nomuntu Kappa, and I think Amanda Black and Ami Faku on the 6th of April. So make sure that you come. We want everybody who's being invited to bring school shoes, because we want to distribute it to the people. So for me, I wanted to bring the artists who were famous during my time as well. And so I bring them together and say, without you, I would not have made it.
Are we expecting any new music soon?
Maybe at 60. Yeah, maybe,
Still enough. I mean,
well, I've been talking to young people.
Collaborations with younger people could even be better.
Maybe. I've done a collaboration with Berita.
Yes.
Begging Ngoko has been calling. DJ, I forgot the name. But I've been having different people, even from Kenya, Eric Wainana has been calling to say, Yvonne, I've got a song that I've written for you. But time permitting, we will do it.
And the influence then across the African continent as well. I mean, are you seeing that resonance as well, the way people are still continuing to not just converse, but really enjoy your music as well, still 40 years on?
I mean, 2024, I performed in Ivory Coast, in Ghana, in Botswana. I went to London, but it's just been amazing. Yeah. And I'm just grateful to God for the opportunity. I can never stop thanking him, because at 60, I'm not sick, I'm not ailing, I'm okay.
So the big question we have as well, the
6th is coming, so
Okay, perfect. Ma, couldn't appreciate you more. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the time as well, for being here on Newzroom Afrika, and we can honestly, well and truly give you your flowers as well. Happy belated birthday as well, and we really admonish and thank you for the 40 years you've given to the music industry, and long may it continue. Really appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. That's Dr. Yvonne Chaka-Chaka.